Oh man, I almost missed it. I almost missed it. I thought this was tomorrow. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, and what does that show on stream? Yep. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, I think my Instagram updated. It looks new. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. There. Okay, my bad. I know there was an update of. Let's see here. Yeah. No, it's not it. This is it. Okay, we're just waiting for the show to start now. Currently, I think they're just doing announcements. But yeah, only tonight is open prejudging. There's no other divisions. It's just open prejudging tonight. So it's a 2-day show for them. They'll finish tomorrow, and then everyone else will start and finish tomorrow. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, that looks half decent. Sorry, I had to get all my ducks in a row. I didn't know Open was going on tonight. But here they are now. Chris is out on stage. You've got Martin as well, of course. Okay. And I'll supply some screenshots, of course. Right. Alright, so this is just the first call out in numerical order. Interesting to see Chris in bodybuilding trunks, that's for sure. Not, not the classic physique trunks. A little more exposed than usual, but we'll get a good look at him here. We have 6 people on the screen right now, so it's hard to tell detail-wise things, but I would say he does look noticeably bigger. I'll say noticeably bigger. I don't mean like he's Big Ramy all of a sudden, but I think he definitely does look bigger. So, some people were just saying, oh, he's going to look the same. There was only 4 weeks in between shows, but, not having to deplete down to 240 and being able to just be your normal self, which is hovering around 260, that's quite an upgrade. It's quite an upgrade, and it will be noticeable. So, it may not be 20 pounds of muscle, but it is 20 pounds of what's going to look like muscle when you have the fullness in there, when you don't have to so drastically dehydrate, which takes water out of the muscle as well. And that's partly what fullness is. It's glycogen, it's water, it's all these things, and Chris can maintain all of that. But then the next call out here, we have the 2 biggest names outside of Chris, Sean and Martin Fitzwater here. I thought the other guy was Martin, but I see a bald guy and I immediately think it's Martin. No, Martin and Sean are on stage now, and Sean is just looking to not have the slip up he did last show, which was the Olympia, and I don't think it's going to be an issue because he's not working with Matt Jansen anymore for obvious reasons. That Matt makes three clients that Matt couldn't bring in. Honestly, he brought them in worse than their previous showings. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, well, if it isn't Ash, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything else. I was going to say something a little too spicy, but I know you all are, the regular viewers are surprised to see me back live streaming because I was banned after an untimely occurrence with the Mr. Olympia, but I am back. I am back with streaming, so good to be back. Oh, next we have someone on stage. We have Presty on stage and Horse MD. Now, Presty is good, and he's tested, right? He is, well, not tested, as in the juice, but he is certainly battle tested. He's been to the Olympia, and he's never like that high. I'll be honest. He isn't necessarily top Olympia caliber. He's just not. But he's good and really overlooked here. I don't think many people knew he was doing this show. He couldn't. He didn't end up qualifying for the Olympia, so he's definitely off everyone's radar. On top of being, what would you call him? A D tier bodybuilder, D or C tier. Are you going to stream the content? No, that's illegal. And Horse MD is a guy that had a bunch of hype, and everyone knew he was doing the show. But I gotta be honest. The more I look at Horse, the more I just really don't think we were going to get the career we thought we would out of him. Let me guess, you were about to be racist by the UN standards. Probably. Ash, please. Please. What assumption would you ever get that I am racist? And then we have Jan Turek. It's spelled Jan, but I think based on where he's from, it's actually Jan Turek, or maybe it is Jan Turek, but I think it's Jan. And then you have Christian Wolski, one of my favorite physiques out of the season, actually, because he was at the New York Pro. Took a 5th place there, if I'm not mistaken. But he looked very, very good at the New York Pro. One of my favorite physiques of the season. And then he's never quite been able to get on that level again. He's very complete. Maybe he needs some more arms and things like that. But, I mean, arms in today's day and age, I got to be honest, I don't think they matter a whole lot. They can only help, right? But, I mean, he has the legs. He has the quads. He has the back. He has the chest thickness. He has the width. He has everything, really. He just hasn't really pulled it all together as well as he did at the New York Pro earlier this year. Gamurai? I know who you are, but I don't. I don't know. You people don't have real names. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Of course, we're streaming. Haven't been doing this in a while. Okay, I don't think this is the biggest open lineup, so we should be actually getting to some of the routines now. And I'm not going to play the audio. I don't think that's allowed, and I'm certainly trying to play it safe at this point after getting banned the last time. But guys, make sure you like the stream, and since I started it late, go ahead and share it as well. If you have a following that is keen on bodybuilding, I would go ahead and share it. I did start late. I started as it was happening, but we're here. That's the important thing. Okay, now it is time for individual routines, and Chris was like number 2 on the list, so we just have to get through one guy, I assume. Don't know who this guy is. Stream quality is very good, and guys, it was only what was it, 14 or 15 euros? I think it was euros. So I would highly recommend buying this stream. They put together a very good show. The stream looks pretty good. I wish the camera angles were a little more head-on, but I get its individual presentation. Just search EVLS Prague Pro. You'll be able to find the stream. Cheap one, recommend it. And you can come back here, of course, and watch along. But who has the best arms, in your opinion? Krizo versus Akeem versus Walker. I think best arms from the most angles. You got to look from the rear, from the front, and from the side so you can see the thickness and also the tricep. Not just in the side tricep, but also in the side chest. I think Nick Walker is the best. My favorite is definitely Krizo, though. I just don't think his triceps just aren't as strong as Nick Walker's. His side tricep pose as a whole isn't as strong as Nick Walker's, and I think that hurts him because Nick has great bicep peaks from the front, from the side. From the side. They actually peak pretty well from the side. From the rear, the forearms are thick, the triceps are thick, and then the tricep mass is, I think, what pushes him above Krizo. Even though I love the way Krizo's arms are shape-wise and how they insert. Yeah. I got the free stream. So true. I bet you did. I bet you did, Ash. Okay. Oh, well, I guess Chris Bumstead's not second. Then maybe I was reading the numerical order off. Maybe then if he wasn't second, that would make him fifth in numerical order. But we don't know anything about the callouts yet. I just want to see these, see what Chris looks like up close. Let's see here. Let me add some. Let me make sure my stream is in order because I had to fast track that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Let me add some tags to the stream. I don't know if anybody knows, but I think tags help. Let's see here. No. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. There we go. Anyways, bring out Chris. We want to see Chris. Is this a free show or pay-per-view? It is a pay-per-view. Cheapest one I've seen in a while, actually. Only 15 euros. Who is the most underrated bodybuilder currently? Hunter Labrada, I think just because maybe not overrated. It's like he does have things that are like awfully wrong with his physique, but at the same time, sixth at this year's Olympia wasn't easy, and he was beating Andrew at prejudging. I would have probably put Andrew behind Hunter when it's all said and done, but Hunter just gets shit on so much. It's like it's not really fair. But some of it is warranted. I'll be honest. But yeah, I would say Andrew. No, Hunter is the most underrated guy. I don't know who else is really there. Maybe Bonac, but I don't really think anyone's underrating him. They're just kind of like, hey, they're all tempering their expectations when he gets on stage because he's 40 years old. Martin's not underrated anymore. I said it all this season, and then I was proven right by him placing fourth. Yeah, I would say Hunter. When is the finals? Tomorrow. Yeah. Finals is tomorrow. I didn't know prejudging was tonight, but it is. Well, tonight over there. It's afternoon here, but prejudging is tonight. Open only. Every other division will have prejudging and finals tomorrow. Hunter gets hate for being a Labrada, usually places ahead of his physique, hence why the hate. Yeah, I definitely understand that. I get it completely, but I think just physique-wise, he gets a lot of flack. But, hey, there are some things wrong. Like his waist and abs, they're very hit or miss. Some shows, even when they hit, it's like this stomach could still use some tweaking here. And then, his back's not that good. But, he's taken all this on the chin and has really improved. But anyway, if he wins an Olympia, it'll be controversial no matter what. Good thing I don't see that happening. Chris is 5, last I remember. Okay. Is this him? This is him. Okay, let me get my pointer ready so I can take some screenshots. All right, Chris Bumstead is on stage, hitting that front lat spread first. I think he definitely went for the full look, but yeah, it's, you know, it'll I don't think it's going to look too out of place, just because, like, it's not any classic guy going against, it's not any classic guy going against the open guys. It's Chris Bumstead, who happens to be 6'2", 6'1". Vacuum cures all, though, right? It's Hunter's midsection's still kind of bad to look at. We're not getting really a good head-on view. Hopefully someone will have something on Instagram, which is not even playing anymore, but I don't think Chris Bumstead necessarily has to win the show to win the show, if you guys get what I'm saying. You know, it's like, if the judges see him as close, you know, if they're like, well, you know, he doesn't have the thickness of Martin, right? But, you know, like, the shape is good. He's beating him in the front lat, the front double, maybe the abs and thighs, depending on how much they weight the vacuum. If he's beating him in all of these things, do the judges just say, you know, let's make the bold call here and push the shape guy along? You know, it's not just the shape guy, it's Chris Bumstead too, which of course helps, but I don't know. I'll be very interested to see how they compare, because Chris obviously looks, you know, he's going to look a little lanky, but he still looks very impressive. But it's not an open impressive, you know, like, it's not a big Rami, it's not a Rolly Winkler, it's not a mass monster. It's such a different thing. So I'm going to be interested to see the comparisons. Like, right now he looks like the winner of the Prague Pro, like, just in the eyes of the fans, I'm sure. But once you get him into the comparisons, is it a favorable, different look? You know, because the judges are going to look at him different. They're going to look at him sideways, but is that a good thing? A lot of the time you put Nick Walker into a lineup of Samson and Andrew Jack, like at the 2023 Arnold, they're like, kind of the odd man out, kind of looks like a thumb. The judges didn't go with that. You know, they went with the shapely guy. Does Chris Bumstead get that kind of sideways look, but then actually that works to his benefit? Because they're like, oh yeah, he does have the shape. He did add some size. He is very shredded. I think it's possible. I think it's certainly possible. cbum basically never does crunched abs, right? Maybe open forces him to do a crunched abs rather than a vacuum. I think he's going to end up doing both. He kind of does the crunched abs beforehand, but they're always very shallow. You know, he definitely doesn't have the strongest abs. But yeah, here's Martin. He hasn't taken the stage yet. And I think we got a couple more guys to go to before we get to Martin. Let's see. I sure would like. Okay, now here's Sean Clarita. Oh, did I just... Oh no, rip. I just closed my window. Or is it still there? No, it is still there. Where is it? Technical difficulties. Here we go. Finally some footage too. Open this up. I don't know why that's playing there. Get the screen cap up. Here we go. So I won't be able to show the stream, but I mean, people in the audience usually capture it better anyway. All right. Let's go to AJ Kelly Roberts' thing, actually. He's there in person. He's doing the commentary. Guarantee he has some up-close looks here. Oh, damn, we got to go through a lot. Okay. Oh, I didn't put my face cam up front. Not that you guys miss it. Okay. Let's see here. He's right in the spitting section. So we should have some halfway decent footage here. Up close and personal. Nothing, or is he too busy commentating? Okay, well, he'll have some eventually. Okay. Here's how Chris is looking right now. Yeah, you can definitely tell he added fullness. I agree with a lot of the comments here, even though there's one mixed. Does he look stringy by open standards? Sure, a little. But is it still like a fuller classic package? It is. It absolutely is. Okay. For Chris to even be competitive at 250 at 6'1" would be a win. Because other guys, because don't other 6'1" guys have to be like 300 pounds? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like the threshold here, the ceiling, the floor rather for Chris is kind of low. It's just like I do think if he is competitive at 6'1", I think the judges are going to place him very, very high. And it looks like he's very detailed too. A lot of new open guys that are as young as Chris just have that new muscle look. Chris just has a good level of detail and muscle maturity. He doesn't have that new muscle look. You know, you just can't describe it anywhere else. It's like, is it bro science? Perhaps, but I mean, like, it's consistent with what we see across bodybuilding history. Some guys just have a newer muscle look. Some guys have an older muscle look. Chris has the details and the shape. Is Tyler judging? I thought it was Steve Weinberger, but that could definitely be wrong. For everyone that's coming in, please like the stream, subscribe for more. Only open prejudging is tonight, but I'll be back tomorrow for finals, so make sure you like and subscribe. And right now, they're currently just going through individual routines. We don't know the order of the comparisons yet. Just yet. I think we can see if... Let's see here. I think it was maybe on the Prague Pro Instagram who was head judge, if I could spell. It's probably on the check-in photos as well. Oh, yeah, this is a video with Steve Weinberger. If he's there, he's head judge. For sure. I don't even think I need to look any further. That's a bummer. That means we won't get Tyler's breakdown. He still might be there. I think. I think he may actually be there. I feel like I've heard he's floating around. You know, he lingers in a room. Okay. Yeah, Steve is the head judge. And honestly, I think maybe Chris would have been better suited if Tyler was the judge, because Tyler, like, he goes nuts for guys with shape. You know, he was creaming over Rafael Brandao at the Arnold, and then of course Andrew Jack at the Texas. And right now, according to you guys have Chris winning. Interesting. Tyler loves Martin, though, so I think he'd still have given Martin the win. Yeah, it's possible. It's just like, how much do they want to deviate from what is open bodybuilding, you know? Maybe they look at it and it's just like, this is just a pro show. We're not looking to set any standards, It's a big pro show, but it's not like the New York Pro or, the Arnold. There aren't too many ramifications of this, especially if Chris is just like, everyone knows Chris is a special circumstance here, like, from multiple different perspectives. So if they're just like, screw it, let's make Chris the winner of this particular Open Pro show, I don't think they'd really have too much trouble doing that, I gotta be honest. Yo, Gamarai, you're 6'2"? Interesting. And you look like a regular guy who doesn't even lift, despite being about 200 pounds. Interesting. Chris Bumstead's condition and width is insane, though. He dwarfs even open guys. That's going to be the main thing. That's why I don't think Sean beats him because of that, Sean Clarita. I think he's just too small. But, he beat Regan that one time, so I don't know. There's a ramification. It takes Martin's early qualification away. That's true. That is certainly true. Because it's not top 5 that qualifies anymore. It's only top 3, and they're already all qualified anyway since they're former Mr. Olympias. So that's true, but I think Martin, regardless of what happens here, will compete at the Arnold. I've heard that. He wanted to do that last year. And I think we see Martin compete a few more times in 2025. Maybe Pittsburgh, maybe the New York Pro again, and then, of course, the Olympia. Like, the thing with Martin is that he's going to make it to the Olympia one way or another, but it does add some pressure when you go into the actual 2025 season. Ash is, in fact, 6'2". I've seen him. Okay, is there anything else out there in terms of cbum? Oh, there are my friends, Giles and AJ, doing the commentary. Let's take a look at Fernando Arroyo's page, which I highly recommend you follow, by the way. Great, usually up to date, great content over there. One of my favorite Instagram pages, but he doesn't have anything yet. So who's the best bodybuilder have anything? Not quite yet. We'll check back in on AJ's story. I think we're going to get the best look from AJ's story, but you have to go through it again. That's ridiculous. Okay. And then Bodybuilders Without Borders. Do they have anything yet? Just that one rando? That's something else. Yeah, and it's just this video floating around. Very positive reception all around, though. Okay, and here comes Horse MD. Now, I gotta be honest, he needs to be better than Romania. Posing okay. He's turned to the rear. Do we see a rear double, though? Rear lat spread is better than Romania. He really wasn't opening up at the Romania. Declines to do the rear double. That's okay. You don't have to. Although I think it's recommended in your first posing round. When will you do another podcast with AJ Kelly? I talked to him yesterday, and we could probably get something done. Oh, and then here's Horse's rear double. Abysmal. But overall, I do think he looks better than Romania. And but does he look better than 2023 Romania? I don't know. The problem was Horse was so hyped up. He does the 2023 Romania Pro. He beats Nathan? Yeah, he beats Nathan Diasha. Looks pretty good. Everyone recognizes he has gaps, but like, man, the structure is great. He made the right move going to open. And then he goes to the Arnold and looks like a bag of milk. Literally, he looks so smooth. And then he takes some time off to go to the 2024 Romania Pro, and he's even worse than he was last year. So, and it wasn't because he was like watery like he was at the Arnold. I think the Arnold had like a bad peaking issue, but I think he literally, at minimum, stalled. But I think it got worse in some areas, and a lot of that did have to do with posing. He was already a bad poser, but it got even worse at this year's Romania. I gotta be honest, I'm not too hopeful on Horse's career at this point in time, and I know it's just his second year in the pro league. I completely understand that, but usually you can tell. You can tell. Everyone knew Phil Heath was going to be somebody. Everyone knew Lee Priest was going to be somebody. You know, it's like, even like Horse, where did I have him? I don't even think I had him top 5 in my predictions. Maybe 5th. I think maybe 5th. I had Martin, Chris, Sean, Andrea Presti. Yeah, so I guess maybe he was 5th. But even then, like, the hype would tell you he's like 2nd or 3rd. 0 lower lats on Horse, absolutely. Martin is confirmed to do the Arnold and even Detroit Fuad show. Yeah, good. Good. And he improved a lot last year and still competed a lot last year. He's doing it the 90s way, where you kind of just really take advantage of the rebounds there. Okay, but here's Presti, and it's like, Presti looks on. I gotta be honest. He kind of had like a... I don't think his showing was that bad at the Europa Pro earlier this year. But I think he maybe did get robbed a little bit. But here, same old with Presti. Hamstring's really weak. The quads are really full, though, which I guess helps. But that upper body is actually, like, really good. I think he can definitely beat someone like Horse. Sean, I don't know. Martin, definitely not. And I think Andrea may be actually one of the better comparisons to Chris. I don't know. I think in an odd way, Andre loses to a lot of people, but if I were Chris, I'd want him to stay away from me. I don't even want to draw that conclusion. I do not want to go against... If you're Chris, you don't want to go against anyone that looks similar to you. That's your strength, that you are the most shapely and tall guy there. So I'd hope that Andrea stays far away from me in the comparisons. Wow, Chris looks amazing in that IG reel. He's so much bigger, fuller, but his conditioning is arguably even better than usual. It's classic, Bert. Is classic equal... I don't know about that verbiage there. Does classic equal burning off muscle? Yeah, basically, yeah, it does. I have this theory that having poor posing also lacks certain low androgenic muscle groups like lower lats, glutes, and upper chest. And this guy just did a cartwheel on stage. Illegal per IFBB rules. Disqualify him. Imagine. And it is illegal. It's like in the rules, you're not allowed to do gymnastics in your routine and things, because I think like they're worried about you breaking your neck on stage, which has happened. I don't know if it happened in the IFBB, but maybe an amateur event. I feel like I've heard that. But yeah, this guy needs to be immediately disqualified. Quite the chat. We have 130 people watching. Guys, make sure to hit the like button on the stream, and as the more footage comes in, more photos come in, I'll be sure to put them up on the screen. Right now, this is all that we're working with that's allowed to be shown on screen, is this Instagram reel from someone taken in the audience. But as more comes, I'll put it out there. Make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, and vote in the poll. Look at Regan glazing on the reel. Well, Chris Bumstead in a lot of ways is everything that Regan hoped he would be. I hate to say it, and Regan has one of my favorite physiques, but it's like at some point you gotta start doing something. I don't know. Here's Jan Turek. Again, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Jan Turek. Very complete guy. I think he placed 5th at last year's Prague Pro. So he's going to be one of those guys that don't have the big name recognition, but is going to be closer to, top 8, top 6. Going to be on the outside looking into the big names, but he's still probably going to be one of the ones that fill out the top 10. Definitely needs some more thickness, though. I think he's fairly tall, though, which explains a lot. But very good midsection on him. Very good abs. And then the back. What is this link what is this gibberish that keeps popping up on the screen just at random intervals in different colors? Yeah, back definitely needs to be brought up in terms of width and probably thickness as well. Hamstrings as well. The entire posterior chain looks like it could. Well, hamstrings are fine. I think the adductors is really what's making his quads look thighs look a little narrow. Yeah. Such an odd midsection when he elongates it, though. The abs when he crunches down on them are great, but they look really messy when he elongates the torso. Strange. Regan has only a good back, and that's it. Sorry, not sorry. Also, terrible work ethic. Regan has a good side chest. I think his thighs are also pretty good as well. Hamstrings, adductors, and even quads. The side leg is pretty good. Here's Christian Wolski. If you guys didn't hear, one of my favorite physiques from this year was the 2024 Christian Wolski, but he's not quite done that ever since. Man, those arms have definitely come up. That one especially, I don't know, man. I need to see those again. They look a little sus. Because I remember I was saying earlier that his arms are kind of skinny. But that was the only thing that's wrong with him. But they've really come up. I'll say that. Yeah, like every pose, he has it. He has the thighs for sure. He has the back. He has a good structure. He looks pretty on. I don't think he's really flexing the glutes here, but you can see some striations in there. He'll be fighting with someone like Jan Turek, but I do think Christian will place ahead of Jan. I think Christian's legs really remind me of someone like the shape of Flex Lewis. Oddly enough, like Flex Lewis didn't have the size of Christian's quads, but like the way they look is very similar. But I know Christian was one of the last guys, so we should be getting close to the end. Yeah, maybe that's the last guy. Let's see if I can't find Christian from the New York Pro. I think his Instagram's kind of hard to find, though. Is that him? Well, that's him when he had hair. Where's New York? He competed a lot this year. I've seen a lot of different shows. Okay, I'm getting close. Yeah. Christian Wolski, like at the New York Pro, he just had that. I guess his arms weren't that weak, but they definitely came up. They came up for sure at the Prague Pro. Yeah. I really love Christian's physique. I gotta be honest. I know he's like, no one really knows about this guy. Maybe a little more people do now after this season, but like, this guy, he has it all. He's not the biggest, but he's certainly one of the most complete guys out there. Okay, but that's that. Anything else in regards to... Yep, that's about all we got right now. What is this? Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Damn, dude is so irrelevant, I couldn't recognize him. That's not nice. That's not nice, Ash. Shame. Shame. Yeah, but Chris Bumstead in our poll is kind of pulling away here. He is, 57%. Martin at 32%. It's quite the, that's a gap there for everyone saying it's going to be kind of close, or at least it's going to be like a different thing. I don't know if it's necessarily... Yeah, I would say it's close, just because it's like an apples and oranges debate that really isn't clear. And rewarding Chris doesn't even feel right for open bodybuilding as we know it, but we'll see. We shall see. Urs in the crowd with Rubiel. He just blew the camera a kiss. I think that was for all of my viewers in chat. Okay, now we have the call-outs here. They're bringing them out to the side. And your first call-out. Call me crazy, but if I had Christian's physique, I would be blessing a Wodaboo AF. Understandable. Okay, first call out. Let's hear it. Let's see it, because I'm not listening either. Chris Bumstead. Sean Clarita. Martin Fitzwater. Just the top 3 call out for the initial one? No? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, he's excited though. Not familiar with this guy for sure. Oh, was Christian getting to go out there? Christian Wolski? And put Horse back in line. Put Horse back in line. Give us Presty. Anyway, that's your call out. I'll put it once they have a head-on angle. I'll take a screenshot and put it on the screen. Yeah, pretty solid first call out though. It's the 3 guys we expected. Horse was debated, but he's in this top 6 as of right now. He'll work his way out. You bet it. Anyway. Oh, hear that? Taking screenshots. Yeah. Chris Bumstead in these first 2 poses, he's kind of that guy. Martin's still not opening his front lat spread up. It's like he did it once at the Detroit Pro, and he's never been able to do it again. Can we get a nice overall view? Yep. Okay, they're moving. Chris is in the middle right now. Well, it's technically an even call out, but he is center stage, and they're not telling him otherwise. So Horse can't even do a front relaxed properly. What a clown. So true. Chris, yeah, he doesn't have the thickness in the back, but his detail's pretty good. Like, he's not like... I'm very interested to see his side tricep. I didn't get around to doing comparisons of them. I started to, but I was actually really impressed with Chris's side tricep. And I said with an open tweak, it's going to look really nice. So, let's see it. Yeah, that's a good side tricep. Yo, Presty's mogging in the background. Okay, well, of course, the one shot I want to take a screenshot of, they switched to the other angle. Now then the abs and thighs. This is one shot Horse can do. Horse actually has a good abs and thighs. Chris is opting for the vacuum. Man, cbum completely dwarfs Sean in height and width. It's insane. Yeah. Okay, I missed the most muscular reading a comment, but... Yeah, okay. Back in line, ladies and gentlemen. Back in line. Okay, now who's the second call out? It's going to be Presti and like a couple of other, European guys that I don't unfortunately know the names of, but they're all bald and have, some pretty good beards, like this guy has a good goatee. It's the Scandinavian, I suppose. Is Presti not even getting in the second call out? What did Presti do? What? Yeah, he's looking around like... Yeah, respectfully, at least in these initial call-outs, put Presti up there. I think he could... Okay, whatever. We'll see a bit more after. cbum might just win. I think it's looking like that. Anyway, I let the thing expire. Let's make a little Google Slides presentation here, so I can put these pictures up in a nice, neat fashion. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we're not missing anything. Presti's not even in the second call out. Can you believe this? Can you believe what you're hearing? I was shocked, quite frankly. I think Presti had an argument to be in the first call out. I mean, if Horse is in the first call out, let's really examine what we're doing here. Oh, no. Okay. Big call out, so we can't really... I don't want to cut Horse off, or Christian for that matter, so I'll keep these photos kind of big and wide, but... You see that link? Is that like, when I put this on screen, is some kind of algorithm on YouTube scanning everything? So when that link pops up, I instantly get my channel terminated? That'd be pretty wild. Presti, Horse, absolutely. Didn't Presti almost beat Bruno? Some people said he did beat Bruno. I kind of concur with that. Honestly, not that Bruno was really bad. I think he gets a bad rep. He won the worst show of the year, but like, yeah, Presti isn't in this call out. That's insane. That is insane. Imagine he's not even in the fourth call out. I'll get back to... Okay, they're about to announce the... yeah, why they announced that, I'll keep putting these on screen. I just noticed Prague's background looks much like the smaller stage of the O. It's better. Hot take. Not really a hot take, I imagine. But I think it's a really good stage. The lighting's a little red, but that, like, it's branding. Their show color is red, like that is their theme, black and red, some white. So you have to get that in there. Did I miss the side tricep? Oh yeah, because the side tricep, they weren't really doing that from the proper angle. Oh. I'll be legit shocked if Martin loses to Chris. Hey, I'm just going by what I see. They're keeping Chris in the middle. But it would be weird to see, you know, it kind of goes against everything bodybuilding has kind of worked up to at this point. We'll go through these shots a bit later. If you guys like these photos, though, consider buying the stream. You got to get that in there. Hopefully the stream doesn't get taken down, though. I don't have anything bad to say about the show, so. Okay. And let me Presti is in the third call out. Honestly, that just doesn't. Okay, respectfully, these guys look like the guys in the second call out look like new bodybuilders. Not amateurs, I'm not saying that, but they look new. You know, they look fresh, and they probably didn't get their pro cards, you know, all that long ago. And, you know, Presti has been to the Olympia 3 times. Little odd. Presti is so underrated to me. Yeah. He has really good elements. Okay. It's literally just like Beirut's situation. Like, is he like that Iranian, absolutely peeled type of look? Maybe not, but you know, he has a lot of good details. And Beirut's has like he does have even weaker quads than Presti. Maybe not proportionally because like Presti's wider up top than Beirut's is, but you know, I would still, overall, I think Presti's legs are better. So, like, I don't know why Beirut's gets a look, but Presti did used to get looks, and now he's not getting them anymore. This is 2 shows in a row that he's really... was he at Romania? Was he at Romania? I don't think so. No, he wasn't. Okay. Oh, we already got that out. Perfect. Let's take a look. Is anybody else's routine out? Let's put up Martin's right now. Before they get to the final call out. I don't even think Presti's really off. I think he's maybe having some midsection control issues, it looks like, but like that doesn't mean he should be next to... Is that Brady King? No, that's not Brady, is it? No, that's not. No disrespect to Brady either, but it's also like a new guy that, you know, like... I'm not saying Andre should just be rewarded because of who he is and what he's done, but he looks pretty good here. Who's winning this Project Bodybuilding? I just tuned in. Didn't know shit was today. Shows have been on Sundays lately. Yeah, I almost missed the stream, and then it turns out it was... Only open prejudging is tonight, 8 p.m. Prague time. So I barely got on here. But right now, I got to be honest, guys. I want to say Chris. Not because I think that's who should win. I think that's kind of what they're leaning towards. I really want to see how they move them in this final call out, though. Is Martin still too leaning back too much in back shots? Probably. Yeah, I mean, he looks very dry, I gotta say, very dry. Yeah, that is way too far back. Like, he's casting a shadow, and this video is taken looking up, and even still, it's like... But this is a very dry Martin. Very, very dry. Usually he's like dry from the front, but like in the back, he doesn't have that crispness and like the separation like through all the heads of the delt in the back, through all the areas of the actual back itself, even though the lower body's quite shredded. So overall, I think this is actually one of the better Martins. Like, he just doesn't miss. I don't know what it is. And here's cbum versus Martin. Perfect. cbum has that tall man flow, which is hard to beat, says one commenter. I understand. I would say one thing. Anyone that was saying that Chris was just going to look similar or maybe even like marginally better, I don't think is accurate. I think Chris looks notably better than he did. I think all the and it's not just size, like all the added fullness. A fuller package is oftentimes a more detailed package, and if you're in condition to begin with. Okay, is this fourth call out? Sure looks like it. Thanks, dude. Of course. Good to see you, Crimson Carousel. One of my favorite commenters. Oh, that's Cuban. Cuba. Yeah, not Cuba. Cuba. Is that Cuba? Is it not? No, that definitely is. Yeah, that's Cuba. It's Cuba, what is it? Sylvester Celine? Klein? I forget his last name. He's the guy that's always on. That's not him. That's not him. Don't listen to me. I figured European guy. No, that is him. That's not him. No, that's not him. I don't think he's on the list. I'm talking out of my ass. Martin looks a bit gassed, but it's open bodybuilding. It's open bodybuilding. Let me refresh here. These guys are quick with it on the content side. Shout out to Rep 1. Okay. And the final call out is this no-named European guy, Martin, Chris. Are they bringing? Is my live stream? No, there's no way they don't push Horse back into the second call out. There's no way they don't push him back into the second call out. This can't be live. It is. It is. It is. That's crazy. What can I do to be your favorite commentator? Well, I have an inbox on Instagram. Feel free to get freaky with it. Kidding, of course. Yeah, so the final call out ended up being the exact replica of the first. So you have Horse, no-named European guy, Martin, Chris, Sean Clarita, Christian Wolski. I don't think Horse or that European guy should be. Frankly, I don't even know. As much as I love Christian, like, that should be the cutoff. Christian can maybe stick around, but Horse and this European guy, they've got to go. Maybe he's not even European. Maybe he is from America, just competing in a European show. cbum will win. Sorry. I think there's a very good chance, honestly, just based on how they're moving this around. Martin is a tiny bit off. Probably didn't respond to carbs well. So initially had sugar, I think, which is why he's breathing hard like that. I think it's a very dry-looking package. Maybe he isn't as full as, like, the Olympia. I'll be honest. I don't think he is as full as the Olympia, but, like, he's still very thickly developed at this point, so he doesn't necessarily need... And he's very round anyway. He's like Phil Heath. Like, would anyone notice if Phil Heath was flat? I highly doubt it. Okay, now they're... It seems as though It seems as though Horse and Christian are now going to be fighting for... What would that be? The 5th place spot? That's not even a debate. This is not even a debate. They basically want to beg Chris to attend the Olympia, so they will give him the win. Yeah, there's definitely a motive. Oh, okay, so they put Christian and Horse back in the second call out. Yeah, put that European dude back in there too. Horse has a pretty good front double, I gotta be honest, but like, is the front lat spread is so awkward to look at. Christian's is very good. He's winning that shot. Yeah, legitimately, Horse shouldn't be top 5. Like, I hate that he's getting compared here, honestly. Yeah, well, I can't tell about the side chest. You know, I would say Horse wins the side chest. I'm being very nice. I think Horse, maybe it's 2-1 right now for Horse. But then you get to the rear double, lights out for everyone in this show is beating Horse in the rear double. Rear lat spread, you can give to Horse. It's actually a lot better than the rear double, but it's still I like some more detail, a little more tightness, dryness. I don't know, in the back there. I think Mark's Max Puzzle had predicted Andrea Presti to be in third, beating Chris. Well, yeah, he's in third, the third call out right now, which is crazy. Yeah, I think I had Presti in my top 5. So at minimum, it looks like he's placing outside of no, he is outside of 10th. Yeah, because there are 6 guys here. There are now 4 guys in the top call out. European guys, Sean, Martin, and Chris. So Andre is going to be outside the top 10. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Gotta see what the other commenters think around here. Let's see. Let me hit him up here. Yeah, I gotta be honest. Between like conditioning and that rear double, I don't see how Horse deserves to beat Christian and place top 5. I mean, let's see if there's any video of those two out now. But like, Horse has some. There isn't, but Horse has some big gaps. Yo, I think Chris retired too soon. Even if Chris doesn't win, the fact that it's close is actually insane. I don't know if it's insane. I feel like I like half expected it. Like they want this. Like the business side of things wants this. And Chris did his homework. It's like it's not without standing. So. Okay, now here's your top 4. Martin, European guy, Sean Clarita. See if I can't get some... Can you get this out of my way? Jeez. Okay. Whoops. Let's see that side try since I didn't get it earlier. All right. And they switch again. I want to see the side try from... And now he's doing it from the front. So, damn, 2 times in a row. Oh, that's not a good one. Okay, they're moving Chris back into the middle. They're going to move that European guy too. Martin's going to get in the middle. Yeah, this guy's like so happy he's here on stage right now with these guys. I mean, imagine though. Okay, but Martin's moved out to the side. I feel like that's maybe a good sign for him. I don't know. Martin only has a small waist when he pulls a vacuum. Oh. No, it's pretty small. It's pretty. I mean, like, it's no Chris Bumstead, but like, for how short and stocky he is and how muscly he is, that's a pretty small waist. Oh, almost missed one here. Reading comments. You guys are distracting. I can just go back in the stream. I guess you can on the other ones. Like on the Olympia stream, you couldn't rewind, which was a pain in the ass, but great side tricep from Chris. I gotta be honest, very big fan. Oh, and then they show the audience while the show's going on. Respectfully, I don't care. Yep, and now they're putting Martin in the middle. He's joining Chris. Martin does look a little gassed, Ash. I'll give you that. The tan is running. Yeah, he does. He does look a little wet. I don't need to take a picture of this, but I will. Why does my Instagram keep doing that? Ian was boasting that Chris's side chest is the best in the world today. Hot take. For classic physique, there's no question. For open, it's just like a modern Arnold. I don't really. It's hard to disagree with that. Like, he's not a big Rami. He's not like Samson Dowda. But like the quality is there. You know, he has the nicest pec shelf. So, hey, who am I to disagree with my grandmother, Ian Valliere? The dude rarely misses with his opinions. Yes, Ian, please, if you can hear us, get on the podcast. Ian, please, if you can hear us, please get on the podcast. Oh, did I get the crab? I think I did. On Fuwatch podcast, everyone jumped on Ian when he said that. I don't think that's necessarily wrong. How could it be? How could it be wrong? Like, who else would you say has the best side chest now? Martin's is very good. Samson is pretty good. Those, and now the big Rami's out. Those are like the only two I really think of. Raphael's is really good. If not, I would say Raphael maybe has one of the better ones. Even though he is not the biggest, like if we're just looking at the side chest pose, what does a side chest pose mean by itself? Not in addition to every other pose you can do. Not in addition to, well, he has a good side chest pose and pretty good other poses. Not like that. Just side chest pose. If bodybuilding was only judged on this one pose, Chris is up there for sure. Like, Chris is not Ronnie Coleman, but I would be placing him very close to Ronnie in terms of the best side chests of all time. It's kind of like the same reason Arnold always makes the list of best side chests of all time. He is getting outclassed by, like, how many top 10s have you seen with Arnold in them for the best side chest? He gets beat by way more than 10 guys on mass and conditioning. But it's like, for inflation, for how great it is, for what it means for side chests, right? It's like, it has to be on the list. It is just that insane. It's a different thing, but it still deserves to be on the list. Like Chris. Chris is just a modern Arnold. Raphael has a magnificent side chest. If my brother-in-law had an excellent side chest, I'd say that too. Ash is just so jealous of Ian. Where do you think Chris places with a full offseason? That's what we'll be discussing next on this channel. I'm very interested. Samson has size, not detail. And he's still technically one of the best today, so like, what does that tell you? Side chest, no one comes close to Samson right now. His chest is insane, and his arms look great from the side. Yeah, it's a very good pose for sure. Oh, and by the way, I have a very great side chest too. I've seen your side chest. Not impressed. I'm kidding. What we need to do on this channel, though, for the podcast is absolutely get some physique reviews in. I think that would be so funny. Especially if Jake got in on it. Which, hopefully Jake can come around Thanksgiving. Hopefully that can happen. But, anyway, we'll talk a little more about this in the stream. The prejudging for Open is done. It's done. So we'll talk a little bit more about it, get into it. Okay. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the stream. Let me refresh myself. I kind of have to go back and forth here with my Welch's Grape Ghost. Not sponsored, but this is the first time I've ever been able to find their find this flavor. Not my favorite. I know it was very hyped up for me, but not my favorite. Jake has no right to critique my side chest, just to be clear. So are we all thanking Chris won prejudging? Well, let's get into it. Okay. Let me make sure I don't look like a retard right now. Okay. I think there's a very good chance Chris won prejudging. I love it. Let's put is there a video of all four of them? It doesn't look like it. Damn, this dude's gyno is insane. But this is the dude with the great delts from last year. Oh, not showing that. That's the stream. Okay, well, not to worry. I have some good photos here. Oh, is there anyone? Yeah, I guess Martin's off to the side. That's okay. Let's see here. Let me put up this video while I do this so you guys aren't looking at nothing. There we go. Okay. Okay, almost close to being done on my little presentation here. Yeah, there's a very... I'm just looking at these photos as I put them up on the slides here. I think... Look, like I said at the very beginning, Chris doesn't need to slam the door. He arguably doesn't need to even win to win this contest. If you know what I'm saying. Like, imagine having Chris win an open show and like almost kind of forcing his hand to do the Open Olympia. That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good for business. Do I have a good abs and thighs? That's fine. No. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just keep one of the other ones. What am I even... Okay. That's... So funny that horse is in here for some reason. Yep. Okay. Getting these all to a proper size now. Okay. Nope. Definitely a good show, though. I'm interested to see that. Hopefully they drop the scorecard now, because I'm interested to see it. I don't see why they can't. Like, it's like one class, so. I didn't grab a very good most muscular. Let me go back and see if I can't find one. Today, please. Okay. Nope. Oh, that was... Okay. Here's a good place to start. Okay. What place is cbum? It's looking like first. I'm getting some screenshots in order so we can take a look here. Everyone coming in, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, join the discussion. Didn't Hani retired? Would Ian coach Chris again if he went to open? Yeah, that's interesting. Hani did, he said I'm done, but you still have current clients, so I don't really know what I would do in that situation. If I wanted to be done, probably just tell him, hey, I'm not doing it anymore. But yeah, that, it's Chris, it's Derek, guys that are, obviously top guys in their respective divisions, that, are now without guidance. So. Okay. That's the last screenshot I needed. I think Sean will end up getting third over this. If anyone could tell me the name of this guy that I just keep calling European guy, it would be great. It'd be great, so I can just stop calling him that. Simply because I feel like it's a little disrespectful. Not that he's European, I don't really care. I prefer it, actually. Just jokes. But I do want to know his name. Got to give him the call. I think Kai Green has gotten multiple special invites. I think he definitely would have gotten them if he wasn't such a pussy. He did a 17... Let's see. Oh, no. Coaches are overrated anyway. I think there are certain guys that can get by without coaches. Not very many, though. I think a lot of these guys nowadays are just kind of emotional. I think Nick Walker could get by without one. Without one. I think he's one of the few that can. I think I don't know if someone like Hottie could, just because he like would push himself too much. Like Hottie's a maniac, but you know, they're gonna not take the risk of not having a coach. So, you know, everyone probably should, just because it's a thing nowadays, and you know, it does kind of mitigate some risk. You know, you have outside eyes, but just because you don't have an official coach doesn't mean you can't ask other people for their opinions on your physique and what you should do. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Minimize that. Bring this up. Bring this up. And like kill the stream in the background. Kill that. Okay. Okay. So for everyone coming in, well, let's look over these poses. We'll call it a day. So, can I make it full screen? Does that work? Yeah, now the overwhelming majority now, 65% are saying Chris Bumstead wins the Prague Pro. Oh, it's kind of off. It's there, but it's kind of off. Let me adjust it. Oh, but do I keep it like that? No. Let's just do this. Perfect. Almost. A little more. Okay. So let's go through these poses. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream and subscribe, because now we're going to go through the poses here. So first up, we have shots that Chris is going to do very, very well in. Chris has classic legs. I feel he needs open legs. I think that's fair. Let me hide this pole. Jeez. Okay, yeah, Martin is, it's like, look, it's just a different thing, you know. It's Martin has these, he has the thickness, he has the legs over Chris, kind of, when you factor in size, but Chris has these details, you know, like he has this old man muscle and this level of maturity and detail that not even other classic competitors did. And now that he's fuller, it's just like bringing even more of those details out. Everyone underestimated Chris's potential. Gotta admit, the more I look at him, the better he looks. So true. I would agree with that. So I think first up, I wish Martin to go back to doing the vacuum on this one. I know people are split on that, but either way, I think if we're going to give Chris poses, Chris is going to win these first two shots. I think he does win this one. I would think this guy to our left of him, this European guy, number 1, is it? Number 9. I think this number 9 guy in the to our left is probably second in this pose. But Martin, he could be second too. He's second to Chris, which is the important thing. This guy may be ahead in this pose, but overall, Martin is taking second at the bare minimum. So what's important? Martin is taking second to Chris in the front double. In the front lat, Martin just can't open up. And I knew this would happen. Chris, yeah, he has these, like someone said, classic legs. Martin definitely wins the lower body, but like Chris is winning across the shoulders in terms of structural width and also in the lats. Like, sure, he loses the legs, so this isn't a slam dunk pose for him, but like it's still a solid win. He's winning the namesake of the pose easily, and he has this great X-frame, and Martin's botching this pose. Funny you said split. Do you think Chris Bumstead is going to qualify for the 2025 Olympia? I think he might. I think he certainly might. I can't get over Chris's legs. Come on. Yeah, I get it. I still think he squeaks by in these two poses simply because of the upper body shape. Martin's waist looks shockingly wide. I think you were talking about the last pose, but yeah. Okay, so I would have it 2-0 for Chris over Martin in these first two front shots. Side chest is a very interesting one. I don't think Chris is thick enough. I think he could pose this better though, but like I feel like he hit this better at the Olympia. He hit this better at the Olympia. Let me reframe. He did hit this better at the Olympia. And frankly, we did win this election. No, I'm kidding. And he did hit this better at the Olympia. So, I got to give it to Martin this time around. Like this is a pose where you can't ignore things like size anymore. Size matters in bodybuilding and the side chest especially. Like Chris is more detailed, but I would have Martin winning with a superior thickness. Let's see here. PB doesn't look at individual body parts. Oh, but I do. Crimson. I'm your father. And I do look at some individual body parts. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but they do get looks. But yeah, in the front shots, overall package and flow is the most important. When I look at body parts specifically, it's like side chest and rear poses. I do that. Why is Sean standing like a pregnant lady? That's this is a trend that started this year. He did this at the Olympia, and he wasn't doing this at the prior two Olympias. I know because I looked, and now he's like, you're narrow and you're small, and you picked perhaps the worst way to pose. Chris's posing is off. He looks uncomfortable. That's because of all the fullness bursting in his muscles. But let's see here. Let's just look at Chris's NPC news online. But you're right. I think some of these poses could be done better. This is 2022, but that works. I think it even further proves my point. Let me crop this. Damn. And we'll use it to cover up Sean, because there is no way Sean is winning with that kind of execution. So let's just... I want to make sure it's somewhat accurate. This is a rough size, so I'll just try to get the heads. So, yeah, 2022 is a little bit bigger. That's probably fine. Different angles, different strokes for different folks. Like, he looks bigger, but the problem is I think he could pose a bit bigger as well. I feel like he's like, in 2022, he was really propping that pec up. Now he's leaning back a little bit too much. I want to see that far pec, popped out and propped up a little bit more. The results will be tomorrow. The 2022 side chest is posed better, for sure. Chris is more handsome, therefore should win. Can't disagree with that. So, honestly, I think 2022, 2023, maybe even 2024 would beat this Martin. I gotta be honest. It's close now because Chris is more detailed in the side leg. I'm not talking about the 2022 version, but this Prague Pro version has the more detailed side leg. He is more detailed in the chest. He is bigger. He is wider across the shoulders. but Martin has like thicker pecs, and I think a lot of it just comes down to how Chris is presenting here. But Chris is more detailed in the pecs. I think it's close. I'd probably give it to Martin. I think that's the correct choice. But again, if the judges are saying, man, it's really close, what is stopping them from saying, but Chris just has that appeal, let's go with him? I imagine the judges are having that conversation right now, and we'll have it again tomorrow once they get the final look. At what time tomorrow? Very good question. Very good question. Tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Prague time. I don't know what that is. You'll have to convert it somehow. And then, well, I guess if you're looking for just results, we'll know them at 5 p.m. Prague time, excuse me. But yeah, that's the schedule of the event there. It's on their website. Does cbum bias play into this at all? I kind of get into bodybuilding because of Chris, to be honest. I will tell you, it does, and it will. It will matter. It's going to push him. It may even push him to first at the end of the day. I don't know who I have winning yet. I'm going through these posters like all of you are, but I think it can push him to the win. I think it absolutely can, even if I technically disagree with it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, but I was going to say, Chris, he was one of the only influencers I've watched. When I first started getting into bodybuilding, I usually, like, try to just find, like, a golden era bookworm was something I was interested in because I was into that old school golden era type of bodybuilding, and, you know, like, they're not influencers. I'd watch Rick Drayson a lot, honestly. But the only two influencers I watched at that time were Chris and Callum Von Moger. I'd watch one of their videos every time before I'd work out. Chris's arms look skinny. Yeah. Atheist Nihilist is hating on Chris, but it's factual. It is factual. His arms are skinny. Atheist Nihilist does know bodybuilding. It'll all be foretold. It will all come out when we do the end of the year subscriber call-in special live Project Bodybuilding podcast edition. I don't know if I'm going to do that. That'd be interesting, though. Anyway, here we have the rear double, and none of the three big guys win it. It's this European guy in the middle. Martin, he just doesn't look as crisp in this video. I think he was crisper in real life, though. And Chris has details, but he just doesn't have the thickness. Even Sean is thicker than him, for sure. So I'd put this European guy in first. But as far as who wins between Chris and Martin, which I do think are the top two, I would probably go with Martin. Better lower body, bigger lower body, and then more thickness on the back. And I think, like I said, I think in real life, Martin is a lot more crisp than this video leads us to believe. So is Chris, but I think Martin, if he just gets a little crisper from this video, a little drier from this video, he wins on the superior thickness. I think this is a fairly clear pose. Like I said, Chris is detailed. He just looks pretty flimsy in the back. So I'd go with Martin, and that makes it 2-2. 2-2. Rear lat spread is the same situation. Chris never hit this one a whole lot. He hit it like 3 times ever on stage. And it shows. Martin, once again, has the bigger, better lower body, the much thicker back, the much more detailed back, and he's actually opening up here and looks just as wide as Chris. I think Chris is a little further away from the camera. At least he's leaning at the torso a bit more. So I would definitely have Martin here as well, sweeping the back shots. So 3-2 for Martin. Are you ignoring Sean's back double because he's black and mixes in with the background? No, I'm ignoring him because of the fact that he's probably just third. He's probably on the outside looking into the top two. That's just my guess. Just my guess. He's probably second here. Oh, I don't know, actually. I would say Chris is last here. Sean's not last, if that's what you want to know. Clarito holds up well in the rear lat spread. Yeah, for how narrow he is, it's good, but next to literally anybody else, like, he's getting beat here. So that's 3-2 for Martin. Let's go to the side try. Martin with the... I don't think I caught Martin at a very good time. Let's consult the other photo. Is there another photo? Oh, this is the other photo. I think. No, I'm not sure. Okay, anyway. Chris. Very thick pecs. Very streamlined midsection. Thick tricep. Not the biggest side leg, but very detailed. Martin letting the midsection go. Bigger side leg. Is he thicker overall? I gotta be honest, I don't necessarily think so in this pose. Let me see if I... Oh, is the stream locked? They won't let me go back once it ends? Oh, no, they will. No, they won't. No, they won't, maybe. Never mind. No replay? That's tough. Okay, well, enough of that. Okay, well, anyway. I gotta be honest, I think I have Chris winning the side try. I think even if Martin was, like, hitting this how he's supposed to be, I would like Chris more. None of them are in the side triceps pose. Well, no, Sean is. Sean is. Black don't crack, baby. True. Damn, Chris Lat's insertions remind me of Dorian's, because he is. I have a really he is like a classic Dorian. I have a very controversial take. Chris Bumstead's rear lat reminds me of Ronnie Coleman's. Yeah, I don't see it. You know who unironically I think has a rear lat spread similar to Coleman's, that looks similar but is in no way like even close to the size? Terrence Ruffin. I know he's like 180 pounds, but like just the way the shape, the shape of the muscle bellies are, the insertions of them, very, very similar to Ronnie, especially in the glutes and hams. But obviously, like, he is like 120 pounds smaller. So anyway, side chest, I'm giving it to Chris. That makes it 3-3. It's a tie game. And then you have the abs and thighs, and this is interesting because Chris is okay with doing a vacuum in classic, but this isn't classic. So, does that pass? I think it's kind of a bonus. Like, in my comparison, I wouldn't make this a 3-point win for Martin like I do against a lot of other competitors, because I think the vacuum is a good bonus. But crunched abs to crunched abs. We know cbum's crunched abs are very shallow, although his waistline is very good, but the vacuum is a bonus. And Martin has very thick quads, but of course the much better set of abs. I think he kind of has to win this one on default. The vacuum and thighs, yeah. Guys win his finals. Finals is tomorrow. Okay, what has become of Sean? I'm disappointed. True. Chris did crunch his abs. Chris's abs are shallow. I think you need to bring up the abs significantly for open. He needs more meat on his belly. Yeah, unironically, he has to get a thicker midsection if he wants to compete here. Guys, is this the finals, please? No. Okay, well, you said thanks. No, finals is tomorrow. Tomorrow Prague time. So I think it's like early morning Eastern Standard Time, or based on your name, I would say it's probably closer. I actually wouldn't know. I shouldn't make assumptions, but it's probably closer than you think. I guess no. It's gonna be a full day, and it's later in the day. I'm looking at prejudging right now in my mind, because I think I may cover that, but I'm not sure, because I don't think there's too many other guys I'm very interested in 212 or classic. Like Ahmad Ashkanani is in 212. I don't really think there's anybody good in classic, so I may just go to finals only, which is tomorrow. Like at, I don't know, 1 p.m. here? That sounds right. No, No, because it started at 2. 2 is 8 p.m. Prague time, 3 hours back. It'd be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was one pose Sean could win against Keon, and now this. Yeah. Keon's ab split probably still allows Sean to win this pose, though. I hate Keon's ab split. I'm honestly disgusted by it every time I see it. But anyway, let's go to the most muscular, and it's a Martin pose. Like, this isn't the best timed pose, but you guys have been seeing that in this video. And we can look at the abs and thighs there as well. Like, Chris's crunched abs are mediocre at best, and the vacuum is great. And in Classic, if somehow these two stepped on Classic and Martin wasn't disqualified, let's say that happened, I'd honestly give this the vacuum, the entire abs and thighs pose to Chris, but this is open, so abs comes first. Vacuum is not on a level playing field like it is in Classic. And then, yeah, Martin does win the most muscular, kind of by default. He's just the bigger dude. Crazy details on him. And any of Chris's wins over Martin can only be by 1 point because of his legs. So if you think by your scoring system, Project Bodybuilding, Martin will come out on top. I would agree with that. Like, you know, I am kind of being nice in the front double, the front lat, and what was the other one? Side tricep. But yeah, you're right. Like, even if they were 2-point wins, like, okay, let's say they were all 2-point wins. That's 6 points for Chris. That's 6 points for Chris. Martin would win the most muscular by 2 points. He would probably win the abs and thighs by 2 points. He would probably win both back poses by 2 points. And then the side chest would probably stick to 1 point. So yeah, either way you slice it, I would put Chris ahead on points in terms of the mandatories. Then in terms of the categories, Martin would win muscularity by a little bit. 1 to 2 points because Chris is pretty complete. But Martin is very complete. So Chris kind of, you know, I'd make it 2 points. And the only reason is it's borderline 3. And, like, Chris is just very complete, that's all. But it could be 3. Condition-wise, I would give Chris Bumstead the edge. And also, did you see how Martin walked away on stage there? Okay, like, they do the poses, and, like, him and Chris Bumstead have been shooting videos, right? They've been buddy-buddy. They've been doing Instagram posts, and then does Martin just leave without saying anything? Okay. Yeah, and then he just leaves. And he doesn't shake Sean's hand either. He just leaves. That's crazy. Is Martin a little scared? Is he just in the zone? Interesting. Body language is very telling sometimes. Maybe that's just kind of how he always is. You know, Martin is just the guy that's in the zone. Like, you know, like once you get on that stage, he sees everyone else as a competitor. Nothing wrong with that. But Chris needs another 20 pounds at least to beat Martin. It's lights out from the back and the front too. Martin wins some poses. Yeah. Well, I think Chris does win some poses, but Martin is winning most and by a bigger margin. They're both like fairly complete, but like this is open bodybuilding. Do the judges want to differentiate from that? Maybe. I don't think it's likely. Okay. Crazy take here, but I think Bumstead's abs are so shallow from vacuuming so much for Classic. Huh, interesting take. I don't know the science behind that. I don't know if that sounds right though. Maybe you're onto something. But I think that's probably gonna do it for me. Let's see if there's any more videos we can take a look at. Sean, horse, anything like that? No. I'd like another video of the full call out. It's a great shot there. Yo. Easy. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too... Okay, here's... Oh, easy with the hugging. She has a white shirt on, you beast. Is this photoshopped? That's crazy. He definitely brought up, like, the fullness definitely went to the sweeps. This has to be photoshopped. This looks awkward. This is, I think that's a little touched up. But here's Sean. Big talk about the other guys before I go. Sean is like always going to be like top 5 regardless, even though he's like 180 pounds, just because nobody else has this quality. But I think cbum is actually matching him in quality in a lot of ways. Both veterans of the sport, so it makes sense. Do you think Martin deserved to be placed above Andrew at the Olympia? I 100% believed he should have been Olympia. Who's winning the rear glute spread? Ha! So true. Important question, PB. Did you vote for Trump? I didn't vote at all. But I have a very interesting take on that is not safe for YouTube. Let's leave it at that. I'm not going to talk about anything. I'm not going to talk about anything like that. I don't even want to give YouTube the idea of what political ideology I may fall into. Well, I will say he has my support if it's America first. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So Sean, overall, I'm going to do a progress report on him. I went to a Trump rally. I voted for him. I went to a Trump rally back when I was like a teenager. I went to one in 2016 when he visited my state for the primary. But, you know, political opinions evolved, and maybe you end up being further right than Trump. Who knows? Trump isn't really far right, though. He isn't even, like, right. Bro's about to go. Okay. Bro's about to go into the JQ LMAO. Hey. I didn't say any of that. You guys said that in my chat. I mean, where would you get such an assumption? That's crazy. I gotta be careful. I'm already dealing with one copyright strike. Holy based. So true. Bro's a groiper. That's great. Oh man, that's great. You know, it's like you wear suits. You do a weekly show. It's like there are some similarities. With some other people here. On some real shit, NF is a Fed. Perhaps he is. I think so, maybe. I don't know. You know. Bro, please don't comment anything about the bodybuilding again. You know nothing. Okay, liberal. I'm looking for Horse MD's photo. Video, maybe? Oh, perfect. Probably not the best, though. Yeah, why is this in the conversation for top 5? Let's let him get into it. PB is subscribed to Ben Shapiro. You ain't fooling us. No, I used to watch him all the time. But before I went to this, I was when I was a Trump supporter, I watched Ben Shapiro until he started blowing DeSantis every day, and then once I saw how he reacted to other things, my ears perked up. So we found the Horse MD fan. I don't think that guy was talking about a horse, but I'm on my Tim Pool arc for real. What a fed. What a fed. Tim Pool is a fed. He can't even. Well. Yeah, so anyway. Horse is back. Bad as ever. The posing's pretty bad. The waist is getting really wide. I mean, what is there to say? I was very disappointed with him at the roommate. And look how he used to look. Remember back in 2022 when he was an amateur, everyone was like, this is going to be the guy that defeats Chris. This is going to be the guy that takes on Chris Bumstead, because he had these lines, he was incredibly dry, and he had good size for, what it is for a classic. And the waist was really small, great quads. No one was really talking about the back at that time. I don't think anyone really knew how it was, because I think that was the video that went viral. But then you turn around and is this 2020? That's 2023. And then you turn around and get the Romania Pro version. That went too far. Where's the Mariah? I'm not gonna look for it. But then you get a video, but then you get like a physique that like he can't pose. The waist gets wider. I'm not gonna say going to open was a mistake, but I wish he would have tried classic. I know he didn't make weight, but I really wish he would have just tried classic at least once or twice. Like, you've come this far, why just give up after one show? Like, deplete. I would do it once. Like, I know it is dangerous, but like, I don't know if anyone could tell me no. Get Steven Crowder on the pod. Even when I was like conservative Inc. type of guy, I never thought Steven Crowder was funny. Horse MD doesn't look that impressive now. His waist is blown out too much after putting on the size. True. Remember when people said a horse is going to be the one to beat Chris? Absolutely. That's what they said. And you were ignoring how cbum is dominant in the leg separation against Martin, and you're still saying Martin has better quads. WTF, man. Are you all there? Look, maybe Chris wins. I wouldn't say it's because of bodybuilding things. If Chris ends up winning tomorrow, it won't be because of bodybuilding things. It'll be because he got close enough, and then he got the win. That's what I'm saying. Milo Yiannopoulos, the gay fed. Does bodybuilding prove race science? What race science exactly? Physical characteristics, I don't think there's any way you can say it doesn't. Look at these terms that we have. Caucasian dry. That's the big one that comes to mind. And you can just see like Iranians can get really shredded. Caucasians usually get really shredded as well. But the darker skin competitors, and I am using the term darker skin not to sugarcoat it, but I'm just saying, like, because it is very broad. Like, bodybuilding physical differences are very broad. So I'm just saying dark skin as an umbrella term, not necessarily to beat around the bush. But yeah, primarily black guys are very full, very, very full, but they don't tend to get as crisp. But someone like Phil Heath, I don't know his genetic makeup exactly. I'm not going to pretend like I do, but his genetic makeup exactly allowed him to get super full and super shredded. So, sometimes like it's a spectrum. You can have, like Phil Heath is black and extremely dry and shredded. Dennis Wolf is a guy that is as Caucasian as it probably gets and is pretty full, but he also got very, very dry at times, but he was very full and round. I'm sure there are better examples as well. Andreas Munzer was German, and he was able to get, Caucasian shredded. It's just what it is. It is what it is. Horses Brazilian Regan Grimes. Regan Grimes is much better than Horse. If I feel a little 1945-ish, I say Arnold is the best ever. Every other day I got Ronnie being the best. True. White guys have seldom won Mr. Olympia in the past 3 decades. And I think this does correlate. What are the judges looking for now? Great shape, and they want like a full round, package. I think Phil Heath was an anomaly because he was able to bring the best of both worlds, but like the judging criteria favors a certain type of people. And I'm not saying that there's a conspiracy against that necessarily, not in the way that you would think a conspiracy works, like 2 sets of competing interests. I think the judges want a fuller type of package, and they get that from a certain demographic. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And hey, my favorite physiques are like, my list of favorite physiques is so wild. Like Ian Valliere is on there. Maybe favorite bodybuilders, okay. Ian Valliere is on there, but also like early Phil Heath. So like, I definitely don't have any prejudices when it comes to good old bodybuilding. Or any prejudices. How is Martin looking? Let me pull up. Hopefully Rep 1 gets some more videos out there. But yeah, I don't think... Do we really need to talk about Horse anymore? I know the chat is really thinned out after we got on some certain subjects there. But is there anything else to say about Horse? If Christian gets beat by Horse, throwing a riot. No, I'm not. That's a joke. I would never do that. That's a joke, but I don't think Christian should get beat by... Christian should beat Horse. Horse should not be top 5. And as far as Andrea Presti, like, we can look for him. Andrea Presti was getting robbed for real. Bro was not even in the second call out. Horse MD is going to be Andrea Presti. Can you imagine? Is there anything tagged? No. Yeah, but it looks like Andrea Presti is going to get beat by Horse MD. Hole, is that his name? Hole. What's this dude's name? Oh, it's Matthias. I imagine it's Matthias Holowek. Interesting. Never heard of this guy ever. He looks very young, I gotta be honest. And he is very classic looking. Oh, he was at the Romania Pro. Well, he didn't beat Horse. Now he is, so that's crazy. And Horse is better here, even though he's like bad as a whole. Is Andrea really looking that bad? No, Andrea is definitely not looking that bad. Something's going on there. How would Mike Sommerfeld do in this lineup? I think he would do really well in the open if he put on more mass. I think maybe not in the open, but 212, so like open adjacent. I think Mike will eventually make the move to 212, I think. Like to me, he is a 212 guy, very thick. When are the results? The results are tomorrow. Yeah, you're right, but it wasn't the only problem. Sean looked way better that day, more aesthetic, better condition. You can't ignore these things and say it's open, blah, blah, blah. True. The problem with Phil 100% beat Sean Roden on poses on the day of the Olympia in 2018. But you can have a flaw that is that bad that sinks your position. Like, Phil won, I would say it's 5-3. And then Sean wins every front pose besides the most muscular. So abs and thighs, front lat spread, front double. But Phil loses those poses badly. And then that big flaw, I don't think as much as Sean lost poses. He lost more poses, but he was the rightful winner of that show. I feel like Horse and Presti are pretty similar in a way. Andre's missing quads, Horse is missing a back. Probably would go with Presti personally. I agree. If Chris wins this, is he the 4th in the world technically? Will Martin be hella salty after? Well, if you look at this video, Martin just walks off right there. He doesn't clap, he doesn't wave to the fans. And it's like, I feel like Sean maybe he was gesturing towards Chris. Like, he holds out a hand, waiting for a handshake, but I don't know. I think it was for Chris. If it was for Martin, he just walked away. That's tough. No, I think it was for Chris. But Martin just walking away kind of proves that he's a little salty right now. Let me turn some light. Oh, shit. Let me turn some light on in here. Oh, some putrid. It's got to be the right shade of white. I'll be fine. Does that look okay? That looks fine. That looks fine. Jake Paul wins. Jake Paul is a fed. He's a fed. He's a bully. He's a... Hey, infinitely more respect for Jake than Logan, though. But, I mean, come on. Like, yeah, I really beat Mike Tyson. Did you, bro? I was so happy when Derek got third. Agreed. I was so relieved. So relieved. Okay. I think that about does it. Unless you guys want me to stay on. I know Dean Bob probably wants me to. Dean Bob and I can I think I've been outed. But let me get my phone charger. I hate Derek now. Well, I've hated him from the very beginning. Didn't like him. I hated his physique. It's not that I hated his physique, it's just like, and I know like I shit on him a lot this year, but like it's because he's Mr. Olympia, and I felt he had no business doing that, and I try to prove that every time I could. The least deserving Mr. O in history? One of them for sure. This generation's Chris Dickerson. I think this generation's Chris Dickerson, even though I think he's probably, I don't know if he's, this generation's Chris Dickerson is Brandon. Chris Dickerson won because everyone was out. Everyone was busy boycotting the Olympia. So it's kind of like in 2019 when, not that they were boycotting, but, well, I guess the Olympia was boycotting Sean Roden. So Sean Roden was out, Phil was out, Big Ramy was out. So, and then Rolly slipped up. Bonac wasn't good enough that year. So 2019, Brandon was allowed to just kind of roll past. No, he didn't meet that much opposition, even though I think Hottie should have beaten him. But, you know, it's this generation's Chris Dickerson. Chris has 100 pounds of muscle. Derek has 100 pounds muscle. Am I retarded? Derek has like 100 pounds of muscle on 5 inches shorter frame versus Eubanks. Come on, yo. Derek is just Alex Eubank on roids. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's so true. Alex Eubanks would totally beat Derek. You're right. You guys. But Derek arguably has the best back in Olympia history. I will say it's a lot better than people think. Like, maybe second best in the rear double. Like, I think overall Dorian and Ronnie are just top two regardless of position because they were good in both poses. But all the rear doubles, Derek may be very, very close to first. But the rear lat spread is nowhere as good as the front double, the rear double, so you got to average that together. Let's see. Okay, that's enough, bro. I hope Samson wins 5 O's so Hottie and Derek can retire. Well, they're without a coach now. I don't know. And you always got to look at the personalities. Like, does someone like Hottie retire? Because Hottie's like a fierce competitor. Does he kind of just have to be forced out, Derek's arms from the back are mid. You know what? Ash? Your side chest is mid. And we racked up quite the few views on this live stream. I almost don't want to go. Chris Bumstead getting 69% of the vote. Chris Bumstead getting 70% of the vote is crazy. That's crazy. Is this the best Martin ever? He looks insane. I don't know. I feel like he kind of faded a little bit towards the end, which is that not what he did at Olympia prejudging? Did people say he kind of faded? But of course at finals he was on. Hottie's going to blast if he comes in full and still loses. No pun intended. True. There is no question this is the best Chris ever. Yeah. It's like the biggest Chris. I really wish he'd put the classic trunks back on though. That'd really seal the deal. Hey, no getting personal here. I will have to tell everyone what you were doing with me last night, Poppy. That's crazy. That was between us. Yeah, the thing is, Chris is like still detailed, maybe even a little more so than this year and bigger. The only chance Hottie wins is when Samson comes in extremely off. Luckily, it's Samson. Luckily, Hottie's going up against Samson, but I don't think Hottie's going to win again. He may win something. Honestly, he could beat Samson. I know he's not doing the Arnold, but I think Hottie could beat Samson at the Arnold and still lose the Olympia. Okay. I think that about does it. I mean, the chat's thinned out. Now we're in like an after party situation. But it's been real. This was an enjoyable stream. I think I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. if I'm not... Let me convert it. I converted that in my head earlier, but... Let's see here. Yeah. And then Prague. Let me make sure I have this. It's at 5 p.m. tomorrow. What is that? 1700. So yeah, I'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for finals. Ooh, I don't know, though. We got to get through all those other divisions before Open. It's tough. I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask this again. Keon's ab split versus Rami's dents versus Hottie's delts. Which is the worst? Keon's ab split. I'll tell you straight up. I hate it. I hate it. Keon's ab split is the worst. Yes. Yes, for sure. Thank you, Dean Bob. I say it actually goes in the order you presented them, Ash. Actually, I don't know. No, Keon, Rami's dents if we're talking about them at the worst, Keon's dents, Keon's ab split, then Rami's delts. Jesus. then Rami's dents, then Hadi's delts. I think Hadi's delts are their worst. You know, it's like their lumps, it's like, it's kind of gross to look at, but like then you see the dents and it kind of, you know, you wince because it's like, you know, there's supposed to be muscle there. Does that hurt? And then Keon's ab split looks like the scene in Alien. It is bizarre to look at because the way the skin stretches, you can see the skin is like paper thin, but it's not falling on the abs because they're like withering away. You guys are being polite to Rami. We love the Muslims around here, so what actually I know Ash is very Islamophobic. I think he's just jealous of Rami's big dents. Better than the live stream. Dope. I guess they didn't see my live stream. Rami has never seen his sartorius muscle. His quads are a double-edged sword. They were only bad for 1 year. Yeah, but that 1 year they were like horrendous. Hadi's delts definitely look messed up. He definitely ruined them with synthol use. Maybe some synthol. I think a lot of it is he pushes a lot of gear and it has to go somewhere. And unfortunately, like most guys, they get away with it because they just lose the striations, but they don't necessarily have a lump. Hadi lost the striations and has the lump. His delts are like triangle from the side. So now it's time to get into the JQ. Just kidding. Just kidding. By JQ, I mean Jerry Queen. Like Dairy Queen. But it's a new business I'm starting, Jerry Q. It's gonna be really good. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for all of us here in the studio, which is it's just me. It's just me with the ring light and a microphone and all of you guys at home. But I appreciate all of you for checking in. I'll definitely be back here, assuming I'm not banned, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We'll have finals. We'll have every division. But I'm definitely interested to see this go down to the wire here because I think it is kind of close. I think it is close. Like, I personally have Martin winning, and maybe it shouldn't be close because this is open bodybuilding. Maybe people are like, no, Chris should win because this is what open bodybuilding is. I think the debates couldn't be more different. However, in that, it is close. Because maybe it's 50-50 split or something like that. Most people in the chat and the poll think it's no, it's not quite 70% yet, 69%, but a lot of people think Chris is going to win overwhelmingly. So the people will see it, the people want it. Do the judges want it? We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's going to do it for me in today's video. Thank you all for coming in. Like the stream on your way out. Subscribe and turn on notifications so that way you get notified when I go live tomorrow. Sometimes I start late if there's like women's divisions or men's physique. Not a fan of any of those. So maybe I'll start late and wait for Open to come on. Best way to stay up to date is to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I'm going live. So hit the like button on your way. Bro's going to get pagered. So true. So true. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. 4K subs soon? Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe tomorrow, depending on how well it goes. Like the stream on your way out the door. Subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you all tomorrow.